Rome. The year is 113 AD. At this exact moment, the Roman Empire is at its absolute peak. Under Emperor Trajan, the empire's borders stretch from the Scottish Highlands all the way to the sands of the Sahara. It is the first time in human history that 1.2 million people are packed into a single place. But we aren't here to talk about the emperors or the maps. We want to know what it felt like to actually survive here. Not as a senator in a villa, but as a regular person fighting for space in the world's first true megacity. They lived harder than we do. I was actually born in Rome and moved to the United States when I was still young. But now, when I go to Rome, we head to Bar San Callisto in Trastevere for an aperitivo. We sit back and reminisce about 10 years ago, remembering the neighborhood legend everyone loved, Il Vichingo, casually standing there with his Campari, doing nothing in particular, just existing. We soak in the atmosphere, the laughter, the ease of it all. But 2,000 years ago, life here was nothing like that. In a single month, the people of ancient Rome faced more hardship, violence, and uncertainty than most of us will experience in an entire lifetime. I've used advanced AI, trained on the latest archaeological data, to bring the real Rome back to life. We aren't just looking at the white marble monuments. We are diving into the grit, the deafening noise, the smells, and the danger of the streets. From the first light of dawn to the pitch black of midnight, this is the reality of life in the capital of the world. The day doesn't start at sunrise. It starts at 4 a.m. in pitch blackness, and it starts with noise. Rome had a law called the Lex Julia, which banned heavy wagons from the streets during the day to prevent gridlock. That meant all the supplies for a city of 1 million people, the timber, the grain, the wine, the stone for the monuments, had to be delivered at night. So while you're lying in bed in your Insula, a cramped 6-story apartment block made of wood and brick, the street outside sounds like a construction site. Iron wheels grinding against stone pavers, oxen bellowing, drivers shouting curses at each other. There is no glass in your windows, just wooden shutters, so the dust and the noise come right in. You wake up before the sun because the city literally shakes you awake. By 6 a.m., the sun is breaking over the Esquiline Hill and the heavy wagons are clearing out. You stumble out of your apartment and the first thing that hits you is the smell. It's a mix of wood smoke, unwashed bodies, and the distinct stench of garum, a fermented fish sauce Romans put on absolutely everything. You grab a quick breakfast, usually just bread dipped in wine, and you head out. You have to watch your step. The streets are narrow, winding, and slippery because people empty their chamber pots out the windows. You head straight for the heart of the world, the Roman Forum. Walking into the Forum Romanum at 8 a.m. is like walking into Times Square, Wall Street, and the Vatican all rolled into one. This is the valley between the hills where everything happens. You walk down the Via Sacra, the sacred way. To your left is the Curia, the Senate House, where 600 senators in purple-striped togas are already debating the fate of the empire. But look at the ground. You can see game boards carved right into the stone steps of the Basilica Julia, where soldiers and idle men are playing dice while the laws are being written next door. The noise is deafening. Lawyers are shouting at judges in open-air courts. Money changers are clinking coins, and politicians are standing on the rostra, the speaker's platform, screaming over the crowd to get votes. But you keep moving because you're heading to the religious heart of the city. You pass the Temple of Vesta. It's a small, round building, but it's the most important spot in Rome. Inside, a sacred fire burns that can never go out. If it does, the Romans believe the empire will fall. You might catch a glimpse of the Vestal Virgins, the only women in Rome with real political power, moving in their white veils. They are untouchable. If a prisoner on death row sees a Vestal Virgin on his way to execution, he is automatically pardoned. That is the power of this place. By 10 a.m., the heat is rising and you head towards the Campus Martius to see the engineering marvel of the world, the Pantheon. As you walk up to it, it looks like a standard temple, rectangular porch, massive granite columns. But then you walk inside and your brain breaks. The world opens up. You are standing under the largest unreinforced concrete dome in history. It is 43 meters wide, and there are no columns holding it up. The only light comes from the oculus, a 9-meter wide hole in the center of the roof. At this time of day, a solid beam of sunlight is cutting through the darkness like a laser, illuminating the colored marble floor. It feels like the eye of Jupiter looking right at you. The air inside is cool and smells of incense. This is where the Romans came to be reminded that they were masters of the universe. They didn't just conquer land, they conquered gravity. But let's be honest, you aren't in Rome for the architecture. You're here for the spectacle. It's 12 p.m. and the city is moving in one direction, towards the massive stone oval at the end of the Via Sacra, the Flavian Amphitheatre, the Colosseum. Getting inside is a nightmare. It holds 50,000 people, and they are all trying to get in at once. You have a tessera, a clay pottery shard that acts as your ticket. It has your entrance number, row, and seat carved into it. You find your gate, there are 80 of them, and you enter the vomitorium. That's not a place to throw up. It's the architectural term for the tunnels that spew people out into the stands. The crowd control is better than a modern football stadium. 50,000 people can be seated in 15 minutes flat. You climb up to the cheap seats near the top. The first thing you notice isn't the view, it's the smell. It's a mix of sweat, exotic animals, blood, and saffron perfume that is being sprayed into the air by hidden misters to mask the stench of death. It is hot. But you look up and see the velarium, a massive canvas awning stretched over the top of the stadium to shade the crowd from the sun, operated by a unit of sailors from the Imperial Navy who climb the rigging like they are on a ship. The morning was for animal hunts, lions, bears, elephants being slaughtered. Lunchtime was for public executions of criminals. But now it's 2 p.m., the main event, the Gladiators. A hush falls over the crowd as the editor of the games signals the start. 2 men walk out onto the sand, the arena, which is there to soak up the blood. One is a retiarius, armed with a net and a trident, practically naked. The other is a circuiter, heavily armoured with a helmet and a short sword. This isn't a chaotic brawl, it's a professional sport. They are the celebrities of their day. Women carve their names into walls. Men bet fortunes on them. The fight is technical, brutal, and loud. The sound of steel on shields echoes off the travertine walls. When one man goes down, the crowd goes feral. They scream, "Mitte, let him go," or "Jugula, cut his throat." The emperor, sitting in his box, listens to the noise. If the fighter fought bravely, he lives to fight another day. If he was a coward, he dies right there. And then, attendants dressed like Sharon, the ferryman of the underworld, come out to verify the death. One smashes the body with a mallet, another pokes it with a hot iron. Then they drag him through the Porta Libertinensis, the gate of death. The sand is raked over, fresh blood is covered, and the next pair comes out. This is the Roman pressure valve. They give the people bread and circuses so they don't riot against the state. By 4 p.m., the games are over. You are pumped full of adrenaline, dusty and exhausted. It's time to wash the city off you. You head to the baths of Caracalla. These aren't just bathtubs. They are massive leisure complexes the size of shopping malls. And they are cheap. Entry costs less than a loaf of bread. Senators, soldiers, and shopkeepers all mingle here. You strip down in the locker room, the apoditerium, and head to the palestra to lift weights or wrestle. Then you move through the rooms, the tepidarium, warm room, the caldarium, hot steam room, which is heated by massive underground furnaces stoked by slaves, and finally, the frigidarium, cold pool, to shock your pores shut. You are covered in olive oil and sweat, and you use a metal tool called a strigil to scrape the dirt off your skin. This is the social network of Rome. This is where business deals are closed, marriages are arranged, and gossip is spread. For an hour, everyone is just naked men in the steam, and the rigid class structure melts away. By 6 p.m., as the shadows get long, it is time for the cena, the main meal. If you were rich, you'd be reclining on a couch in a dining room called a triclinium, eating exotic foods like dormice stuffed with pork, or ostrich, or flamingo tongues, drinking wine mixed with honey. But for the average Roman, you grab food from a thermopolium, an ancient fast food counter serving hot stew and wine. You eat it on the street or sitting on a stool. As the sun sets, the city changes instantly. There are no streetlights. Rome at night is pitch black and terrifying. The only light comes from the oil lamps in windows or the torches of passing rich men who travel with armed guards. You don't go out at night if you can help it. Muggings are common. Bad things happen constantly, and people are often just dumped into the Tiber River. There is no real police force, just the vigiles, firefighters who double as night watchmen. But they can't be everywhere. You head back to your insula, climb the 6 flights of rickety stairs and lock your door. You lie down on your straw mattress. The noise of the market is gone, but now the heavy rumble begins again. The wagons are back. The stone for the next temple, the grain for tomorrow's bread, the lions for tomorrow's games. It's all rolling into the city. Rome never sleeps. It just reloads. Standing there at the window, looking out over the silhouette of the Colosseum against the moon, seeing the smoke from thousands of cooking fires drifting up into the starlight, you realize that this isn't just a city of marble ruins. It was a machine that ate resources, burned energy, and churned out the most powerful civilization in history. But in those 24 hours, they packed in more life, more glory, and more sheer human intensity than anywhere else on Earth. The sun will be up in a few hours, the games will start again, and the machine will keep turning. That was Rome. If you want to learn more about history, get Paladin and take your skills to the next level with fun bite-sized history that fits in your pocket.